Guys, welcome back to the program. So this is problematic. China is now warning the US that it will back Maduro and Caracas any war in South America. This could be the highlight of this century. We pray to God it never takes place. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to the program. China is now warning the US about its military buildup of warships off Venezuela. This stance basically now highlights Beijing alignment with Caracas as the Trump administration escalates its pressure campaign. This is going to be bad. So what are they saying? What is China really saying? As US destroyers closed in on Venezuela's coast last Thursday, China condemned Washington's military buildup and warned against foreign interference, backing Nicolas Maduro in a showdown that is drawing in powers far beyond the Caribbean. This is not what we want. I am talking about this because I've read, I've looked at history, and wars are never good. They're easy to start and hard to finish, and they have a lot of repercussions. So when people hear me talking about this is not me taking Maduro or taking the US or taking China or taking anybody's side. I am not for any war because I know what war will do to all of us here in the Caribbean. Let's continue with what is going on. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maya Ning said that China opposed any move that violates the purposes and the principles of the UN Charter and a country's sovereignty and security. Unfortunately, Mr. Rubio said they don't care what the UN says. They don't care about what the UN says. So they have given up on the UN. China still apparently is adhering to the principles of the UN. And they're telling the US, tread softly when it comes to Venezuela. She added that Beijing rejected the interference of external forces in Venezuela's internal affairs under any pretext and urged the United States to do more things conducive to peace and security in Latin America and the Caribbean region. So a video I just placed us yesterday when Prime Minister Gonzalo St. Vincent was talking about the Caribbean being a zone of peace, and he wants it to remain that way. China is also saying this is a peaceful region. Let's keep it that way. And they are against any interference. They reject any interference of external forces in Venezuela's internal affairs. I mean, this is, but China has said things before, but this is one of the times I've seen them come out really forceful against the United States of America in making their point that, look, don't test us. Don't push your business in Venezuela. You have no right there. Remember, China has over how much hundreds of billions of dollars in Latin American investment, and they said that they're willing to protect it at any cost. We do not want this sort of thing in the region. That is why I warn Caribbean people. Don't support anybody you hear trying to push a war in the Caribbean. Do not support anybody you see pushing any war in the Caribbean. And if your prime ministers are pushing these war, reject that statement from them as well. Reject it. So China's remarks came as Maduro hosted China's ambassador in Caracas, Lang Hu, praising what he called notable advances in joint projects. Of course, you know, China and Venezuela working on oil projects as well. China is without a doubt the country that leads the world right now, the concept of human development. And that is what Maduro had said in a message on Telegram after the meeting, which was also attended by his vice president, Elsie Rodriguez. Now, this is not going to be something that anybody would want around here in the Caribbean, because this exchange basically is now highlighting Beijing's alignment with Caracas. And if you ever thought that China was not supporting its allies, this is a serious note and a warning to the US that they are supporting their allies. And I notice now that China and Russia is coming out very heavily in supporting their allies. I don't want a war in the Caribbean. And I want every Caribbean national to reject any statement made by any Caribbean prime minister pushing for any war in the Caribbean. This is serious. Now China has come out in full force with its alignment with Caracas as the Trump administration escalates its pressure campaign. All I'm going to say, leave your comments in the section below. Comment on this and let me know what you think about what's happening here now with China basically sounding the alarm to the United States of America.